This video is about why most girl groups don't get along. So here's my take on this situation. I think that the main reason why certain girl groups don't get along as much is because of the lack of loyalty of a member or two shown to the rest of the group. And that can cause a big problem and a potential split up. And it's happened a lot in the past as well. I mean, like late last year, for example, they had this rap group from Oakland, California called the White Girl Mob, Kreayshawn, Little Debbie, and V Nasty. They were getting started after Kreayshawn's 2011 hit Gucci Gucci went viral. Then from that point, they started getting a little bit of some exposure until V Nasty, was using the N word in her songs. And, that caused various artists throughout America to call her out on that. You know what I mean? And that kind of dented the group to reach success. Then December last year, that just went past, V Nasty and Little Debbie turned on Kreayshawn due to loyalty, as V Nasty claimed in her recent interview that she did. And then from there, she would attack her former friend and collective partner on Twitter, and you had Little Debbie on the other hand arguing with one of Kray's posse on Twitter as well, which caused a huge uproar between them and the fans as well. And that is when the White Girl Mob destructed from that point. But V Nasty and Little Debbie still fuck with each other, but at the same time they're doing their own thing. Plus, recently, another girl group from the UK called Girls Aloud split up for whatever reason after making their long-awaited return on the scene. But I could tell from the get-go that members like Kimberly Walsh wanted to do her own thing and become a solo artist, and then when Cheryl Cole found out about Kimberly Walsh's plans, she kind of got a little heated about it due to the fact that the band was getting back together for one more run. Then next thing you know, that was the end of Girls Aloud, so there wasn't really any dedication in the group in the first place, and most of the members weren't really on the same page, so that kind of killed the whole vibe. The Saturdays, well, they kind of come and go. I understand that most of them are having children now and starting their own families, so there's a lot of interruptions between their personal and professional lives. But in terms of staying together as a group full time, I don't see it fully working. I mean, Frankie is expecting to have a baby at the end of the year and possibly taking a break from work. And Rochelle Wiseman just had her first kid, and who is also taking a break as well. So overall, I can see the group disbanding, if not this year, then probably sometime in 2014. Because it's getting to that stage where most of them want to go their separate ways and venture new things. Who knows? But realistically, I don't see the group maintaining their commitment for very long. Little Mix, well, I haven't heard anything negative about the group so far, so they must be getting along fairly well, but they still have a long way to go. Only having done one album and currently working on their second album, their teamwork and effort will turn into a legendary and household name if they continue to keep the teamwork and friendship intact. So they still have a lot to prove as a collective group. Stussy, same thing, and like they said in their interviews, that they are so consistent with their teamwork that they're not just friends but claim to be like sisters, which I highly respect. That's how strong their team really is. And if they keep it up, then they will go down as one of the greatest girl groups of all time. They may not be as known as the other girl groups that I've previously mentioned, but they are slowly working up the ladder and will be massively huge one day when they reach new heights. But if girls want to keep their group together to make it far, then they need to have loyalty, respect, and dedication to one another and for the entire group, because without those demands, the group will crack and it will only lead to a defunct group, which most fans would remember the group for. Ending things on bad terms, I know that arguments are inevitable and they can also agree to disagree. But also, if they want to keep this strong relationship going, they need to be adult about the situation and rise above it and move on. But most girl groups forget all that and they just become, radical and dysfunctional. And that is why it's important to work together and share your style with the group so it can combine with other thoughts and become something creative and original. So, it's very important for, especially if you're in a group, you have to be on the same page because if not, then it's never going to work. And, most likely you're better off going your own ways because, time's running out and things need to be done. I know it's hard. I know it can be very, very hard working in a group sometimes because you're not always going to have the same mindset and whatnot. But you just have to remember that you're in a group and you're doing what you're doing for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Because without all of that, it's just going to escalate to something unneeded and, it's not really worth all the hassle and the beef, you get me? So that's just that. Everything I've said has been covered up. So, let me know what you think about this whole situation, in terms of girl groups getting along and not getting along. Rate, comment, subscribe. Yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say. So, yeah, just let me know what you think once again, and I'll be happy to hear what you guys say. Alright then, till next time, peace.